All right. So we'll start with the two cars right here on the end.
The Demon is the new Demon kit. I'm just keep bashing parts doing the pro stock at it. I'm gonna do urban canvas car. Just trying to put some parts together to make a pro stock. The Chevy 2 was actually built from probably in the 90s. And when my dad passed away, I got it back. My stepmom gave it back to me, all broke up, so I rebuilt it. It's my dad's last race car. My name's K-Dog, that's all I'm gonna say.
Cool. I like it.
Let's put the parts together for the Demon.
Where was the car raced at?
311.
Okay. That's a track
311 Speedway.
that is a track I have never been to.
Good dirt track.
Yep. Wasn't a day.
Cool. All right. I guess this is yours, right, Jeff?
Yeah, that's a Revell 62 Impala. I'm painting it pretty much just like the picture on the box. It's got the black over silver. Tried to rush it, and I ended up grabbing the wrong clear coat, so I managed to salvage it, thinking, well, I'm going to use some Duplicolor clear coat. Well, Duplicolor clear coat's really hot, so kind of reacted with the black a little bit. And you can see like on the trunk seams, it kind of ran the paint right out of the seams. But overall, it didn't look too bad. I'm thinking if I can salvage it with some wet sanding and polishing, I might be able to finish it up for Roanoke. That's the body of what I'm working on. I posted it on the group page. You know, it's got the dark red interior with the plaid washi tape on the seats.
Yeah, I like the red interior.
That's pretty much it. It's like a. Hopefully, I brought it here hoping maybe you guys could help me figure out how to polish the orange peel out of there and make it look good. That's it.
All right. Well, I guess the next car is a car that I actually built for my stepdad, and it was a car that he raced at Bowman Gray Stadium whenever I was a kid, and I got the decals from STS Decals. They made the decals for me, and I used a Monogram Pontiac Grand pre-kit to build it. And yeah, I'll let my stepdad tell you a little bit more about it.
The actual car is a 1980 Sunbird, and I'm not going to be shocked if this kid don't wind up with a 1980 Sunbird, because he's finding models I didn't think ever existed. But it's an 80-mile Sunbird. Like I said, I've raced it at Bowman Gray Stadium. I raced it at the small track at Concord before they closed up. And all this is back in the early 90s. And if you look at the pictures there, Jamie was, I think, like 8 years old, maybe. And the really neat thing about what Jamie did with his tribute car is the lettering that's on that car. I laid out the numbers and painted the numbers. And Jamie's mom, my wife, actually lettered that car with paint pens. And that is her actual handwriting on that car.
STS actually made the decals look just like her handwriting.
The one thing that when he gave it to me was a total shock. There's things in my life that I will fight to a death over, and that's one of them, because it means the world to me. The only thing that, and it's not in the picture, and I can't remember if Teresa's name was across the top of the back glass and Jamie's name was at the bottom, if it's vice versa. But I was blown away when he handed me that.
STS did a really good job with the decals. I was pretty impressed with that.
These guys are awesome.
Yeah, it took about I don't know 4 weeks to get the decals, but I mean when I got them and I saw how close they did to her handwriting on for them, that was incredible.
And that was the last race car that I had.
Yeah,
When I sold that, I quit.
I can remember when they finally got it cranked up out in the garage.
No, I didn't run iron dude. I actually run a True Value engine in it.
and I'll tell you about my the Bobby Allison Miller Buick. I just finished this a couple days ago, actually. It's a build that I did for one of our members, Larry Edwards. He asked me to build this car for him, and I used a monogram kit, and then let's see, the paint is Tamiya TS26, I believe. Did a semi-gloss black on the chassis and the underbody. The wheels are all clad pale gold. All the engine parts are painted with all clad paints. There is a ton of 3D printed parts from Jay's Model Garage on this thing. Headlight buckets, valve covers, carburetor, distributor, hose fittings, goodness, steering wheel, steering shaft, the dash plate, the seat, the shifter, the air cleaner, the wheels, the window net, and there's, oh yeah, the ignition boxes.
Is that the monogram kit or the Sylvania kit?
That's a monogram kit, yeah. Yeah, this is, I'm going to take it to Roanoke this coming weekend, and then I will be giving it to Larry, and he'll be putting it in a little case he's got at his house, and he'll get to enjoy it. So that's the bad part about it, is I don't get to look at it no more. But anyways, we'll move on to whoever's car's this one.
Yeah, that 57 is one of mine. That's one of the rehash AMT kits. It's just strictly out of the box, painted with Tamiya colors and clear coated with Tamiya TS13. Hand painted the white walls because it doesn't come in the box, even though they're on the box. And everything on there is all done with Tamiya. And I just tried to take an old kit and do the best, representation of it for, and the kid I grew up with in my neighborhood, when he got his license, that was his grandfather's car, and it looked just like that, those two colors. Not that nice. And then he had it repainted with a silver metallic or metal flake roof and a red metallic body. And then he proceeded to just destroy the car, and it broke my heart. But that's the way I remember it when he first got it.
Cool.
And I just thought it was really cool. But strictly just out of the box.
Awesome.
And then the black one is the Mobius Plymouth. It's not the 899, but that's just the regular street car. And again, that was just out of the box with just, trying to do it really clean with bare metal foil and, just a little bit of detail work. And just like a grocery getter, just a bare bones cheap car. And I just like that color combination. It was on the side of the box too.
Cool.
The worst thing about them kits is the winter.
Oh, I know.
The window.
Oh my gosh.
Really, the Mobius kits?
Yeah, they're terrible.
Really?
Yeah. Matter of fact, one of the windows isn't real clean because I just couldn't. I cleaned it 3 times and still ended up getting fingerprints on it. And he's right. It's terrible.
That's good to know, because I've asked a couple people about the kits, and they say they're good kits, but they didn't tell me about the glass.
A
So.
lot of
The Comet, it didn't take much shaving at all to get the glass in it.
Yeah.
That one right there takes a lot of work to get the windows in.
yeah, especially the windshield seems to be the
Yeah.
worst.
The rear window give me the hardest.
Yeah, it did me too. And then the quick lane car, that is one of the Salvino kits. I couldn't wait. I run a quick lane, so that to me was kind of special. But that was also out of the box, and all that red is all the decals that are in that kit. And let me tell you, it takes a while to get them to lay down there.
So it's a full wrap?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought about painting it on there, but I thought, how am I going to do that blue stripe on there? So I just, I used all that red, just one piece at a time, and I tried to, paste it out to where, because some of it covers others, and it's pretty tough. And I got 3 nights probably, putting that red in there to work on it to get it right. Because I love doing decals, but they got to be right.
Yeah.
And that took a while. So
Everybody tells me that these are difficult cars to put together.
they're
So.
not.
Okay.
And,
The car isn't, the details are the worst part about it.
Yeah.
yeah. Once,
I don't say not the worst, but
once you know the tricks to it, because there's some of the parts that have to be, sanded.
That's the
fit
same thing
tight.
with the modified kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't built mine. I got all of them, but I haven't built one of them yet.
Yeah.
And, I just worked on it. And the biggest thing with those cars is, first thing you gotta do is make sure that the chassis plate's flat and it fits the body properly.
Yeah.
And then just start building the roll cage and everything from there. Because if you I waited on a couple of them to make sure it was right, and I screwed up. So I didn't glue everything down tight, so I was able to break it back loose,
Right, yeah.
and then re-straighten those platforms. Because most of the platforms, 90% of them that come out of the box are no good. They're warped terrible. So
Gotcha.
it takes some doing to get them to sit flat. Like somebody was saying, make sure all four tires touch.
Yeah.
I've done that, make sure they were right, and when I get done, one of them's still a little bit high, and you got to kind of work with it.
Yeah.
But the control arms, you got the rear ones especially, you get the tracking right. They both face forward, and you got to make sure they're done right. So it's tricky. I've come up with my own little process to make sure that everything fits.
I
together.
think they have a plate. I think Jay's has got a plate on his
Jig.
site that
The jig
yeah.
helps set the
Yeah,
suspension,
yeah,
and I use it. Yeah.
Jim Rodriguez got one.
Okay, yeah.
The one I bought from somebody on Facebook. It's blue, and
Yeah.
that was the first one that was out there, and it works pretty good.
Okay,
But you
yeah.
still got to make sure you got the right ones pointed.
Right.
Otherwise it throws everything off.
Gotcha.
But I really like that car. And I built 19 of those Salvinos kits last year.
Wow. Well, you've got the hang of it by now then. Yeah.
I was knocking them out. I was building the chassis, and then I'd paint the bodies, and then I'd set them, do all the decals, straight through until they were all done. And I was pretty happy with it.
Cool.
And I
Nice
think it's
looking
a
car.
neat kit. I like those monogram kits too.
19 in a year.
Yeah. Well, you'll fit
He's got an investment in decal set and Microsoft.
Actually, and what I also use to lay out those decals, I use a paintbrush. It's about this wide.
A wide one,
And I
yeah.
keep dipping it in the water, and I just keep flowing it out
Yeah.
to make sure that all
Keep
the
it
air
wet.
bubbles work out and everything settles.
Yeah.
And then I'll let it dry. And that's why I say I take several nights, because if I get too far and I start to pull them back loose, I get irritated. So,
That's cool.
and you got to really work with it. So, but
Very
I'm
nice.
happy with how it turned out.
All right. Russ, you want to tell us about yours?
Alright, well, you got the 40 Ford Pro Street, that was the first attempt I did it on.
We're here.
That dark blue one.
Okay.
That has that Matty Hayes Thunderbird, the whole rear end, tires and fenders. It's cut out of that car and put in that. And just lowered everything down the front. I think the front suspension was made posable for that. Beside it is that second issue of the Revell 41 Willys. The first one was a dark metallic blue. The second one was a light blue. That's the second one. It has all the opening hood doors, trunk on it. Beside that, it's that golden red 36 Chevy, one of them dirt tracker cars. That's got posable wheels on that too. That one was kind of easy because you have, they make the upper and lower arms with square holes. So you just got to round the top of the kingpins and you put the round peg in the square hole and it works. You can make a tie rod, like I showed you, and you're ready to go. I think I put some window nets in and stuff. Beside that, it's the first small scale Indy car. We had an Indy car club build one time, so I built that one. And the corner is the Chrysler 300. That's one of those pre-painted Pro Shop kits talked about before.
Right here?
Yep.
Okay.
It was missing one headlight, but I found an unbuilt other kit that got the right headlights. I just paint one to match and put them in there. But they're pretty nice. Hood comes off with nice detail, heavy in there and stuff. Then there's the yellow and black 29 Ford pickup. That's I think that's the Revell version one. And beside it, that light blue and white, that's their one original Blue Beetles. That has like all the scuba gear and stuff in it. They reissued that. You can get one later on. I think it's a different shade of blue, but that's the original
Some
one.
of it was missing out of it too, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I think something was, something was.
The yellow, the 32 Ford, if you pop the hood off that, it's got a twin turbocharged motor in it. I think some of them parts came off of that one Camaro, that monogram they had the twin turbos. Had that laying in the parts box, so why can't I put this in? So you pull the hood off that and you can see all that engine stuff, so that's why they went in that car. And the turbos kind of hang off the side like some of those gas we used to have them. Then there's a little 32 Ford Jalopy that really came out parts in the part box. See, we got some brass ball hinges for the hood to flip up like this. And took real fine wire and like went around the beam pillars to wire the door shut like this.
That's
And
cool,
kinda
I like
did
that.
plan. And just kind of played around with mismatching plug wires, some of them glass, some of them.
And even signed his name on top of it.
Yeah. And this says Collins Towing or something. Read on the trunk.
Cool.
So that's all the ones I brought.
All right, then we've got the two on the end right here.
Those two, the green one is the new 68 Dodge Coronet RT. That's completely wired, plumbed engine with scratch built pieces and parts. The car has valve stems in the wheels, door locks in the doors. The engine is completely wired and plumbed with vacuum lines and a whole shooting match. And the one next to it is the 55 monogram Bel Air. That the theme, one of the themes at Roanoke this weekend is 55 Chevrolet, 75 years 55 Chevrolet. So I pulled that one out of the case, and I have actually another 55 Chevrolet Bel Air convertible on the bench. Hopefully it'll be done by Thursday night to match it. But anyway, it's just a fun build. The 55 has got, engine wires and spark plug wires and batteries wired, but it's not fully detailed like the Chrysler car.
Very nice.
Those two are mine. The petty car is a Salvino 76 petty, pretty much box stock. That's the color of blue that it was molded in, and that is the only kit that they've made so far that has vinyl decals instead of the water slide.
Okay.
I hope they do more of them because they went on really good. They took, I used 2K clear, automotive clear on it. So the vinyl held up beautifully clear. And the other little car is Uncertainty that I have 3D printed because you can't find the real kit anymore. And I'm still working on it, so still got more parts to go on it.
Cool. That all of them? I think we got them all. All right, guys. Thanks for sharing them. And we'll sign off from there.
Sometimes I'll load it right